Welcome to the 5 things you must know before you buy a janitorial franchise. Before we get started, I would like to start off by telling you what we'll be covering today. First and foremost, you will not be sold anything. In fact, the only thing that I will offer you is at the end of this presentation, the opportunity to learn more about the dime pass difference. And that's it. You have my word on that. So, what will you learn today on this webinar? First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and how I started in the industry. I'll explain to you how and why I franchise. Then I want to take you behind the scenes so you can understand the difference of a traditional cleaning company versus a franchising cleaning company. And then we'll jump right into the 5 things. So listen, folks, I have a lot of information. So what I need you to do is get something to write with and a notepad and go to a spot that you will have no distractions, because what I want to give you is really, really important. And I don't want you to miss anything. It's kind of like one of those old suspense movies. You know, if you miss one part, you miss the whole movie. Well, folks, this is one of those movies. So, with no further ado, my name is Ben Bragg, and I'm the founder of Dime Pash. We are a full-service cleaning business that provides services to many types of clients and in many industries, ranging anywhere from 1,000 square feet to 500,000 square feet. Some of the services we provide are routine commercial cleaning, professional carpet cleaning, professional hard floor care, window cleaning, and we do some post-construction cleanup. We also offer a very unique business opportunity that allows individuals to follow a proven system to become a successful business owner. All right, let's jump into it. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born right here in Harrisburg, PA. When I was about 10 years old, my mom used to take my sister and I to clean with her. And let me tell you something, I absolutely hated it. We cleaned houses, small offices, but there were 2 clients that I remember very well. One engraved tombstones and the other was a cemetery. And I guess you could say my mom was a networker. Now, the tombstone place was literally just a small showroom where they displayed sample tombstones. And there was a warehouse where they engraved them. It was just a dirty, dusty place. Now, the cemetery was great. Man, my mom would let me drive the car around the cemetery once I finished my cleaning duties. And check this out. Inside the office, they had these awesome displays filled with free snacks. And get this, the displays had these small little openings that they would leave money in for you to try to get. And even some of the people there were great. They left candy in their drawers and sometimes even left me some change. Fast forward 30 years, I now have one of the strictest policies on no kids in the workplace ever. Go figure. When I graduated from high school, I got a job with my best friend's dad cleaning windows. And let me tell you, if you think cleaning windows is grabbing a bottle of Windex and some paper towels, you're wrong. Cleaning windows is a serious business. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. But in 1996, I had the opportunity to move to Arizona with my girlfriend at the time. It was August 20th to be exact. I'll always remember that date because it's very important to me. I believe that was one of the whys, those crossroads in our lives where the choice that we make really dictates the direction of your life. Fortunately, mine landed me right here with you on my very own webinar sharing my journey. So yes, I do believe August 20th, 1996, I made the right choice. Once I arrived in Arizona, I immediately started looking for an opportunity. I literally drove around office buildings looking in the lots to see what lot had the nicest cars. I would get the name of the company off of the building, and I would go home and try to set up an interview. Unfortunately, just looking for opportunities doesn't pay the bills, so I ended up taking a job cleaning windows. I did that for about a year, and then I ended up receiving a phone call from a friend of mine from back east. And he said, Ben, I have an opportunity that I think you're going to be great at. You should go check it out. I was like, okay, what is it? He wouldn't give me any information. He just gave me the time and the place and told me to be there. Now, when I arrived at this briefing, I thought I was at the wrong place. Everyone was so excited, coming up, introducing themselves. It was weird seeing all these happy people in one place. So I ended up walking around the corner, and there must have been another 30, 40 people attending this briefing. And all I remember is the guy in front of the room explaining the opportunity. He was dressed sharp. He looked just like $1,000,000. He started writing these positions of the average income that people were earning at the company. And then he got to the top position, and he says, and this person makes an average of $25,000 per month. And let me tell you, they had my full attention. I remember this was a Thursday night. They ended up saying, hey, if you want to go fast in this business, you need to go see the owner do a live training for 2 days in Denver, Colorado. And get this, it's tomorrow. Man, I think the training was like $300. I needed money for a hotel and travel. I went right to the pawn shop because before I came to Arizona, I ended up buying this crazy necklace for $1,000. I went to the pawn shop and the guy said, I'll give you $200. Well, guess what? I took it and I went to that training. And it was the next best decision I made since choosing to move to Arizona. The next 2 years, I traveled around the country learning all about the business, the people, and more importantly, I was learning about myself. The 2 years I spent in that business shaped the man that you are talking to right now. Which brings us to 1999. What a year. 2 major life events. We got pregnant with our first daughter and realized fast we needed our family support. So we had to pack up and move right on back to Harrisburg. And the second thing was I started my first cleaning company, Perfection Cleaning. Literally, you guys, a family member had a business and they already were paying a company to clean, so they fired that company. I went out, I bought a $400 vacuum, some cleaning supplies from the dollar store, and I was in business. Listen, I literally cleaned the toilets, I emptied the trash, I vacuumed the floors, I processed the payroll, I performed every task in running a cleaning business. In the first 5 years, I built the business to $1 million in annual revenue, and within 2 years, doubled that. At one point in time, I had over 200 workers on payroll. And this is a point that I realized I'm not a cleaning company. I was a management company that specialized in the cleaning industry. I love seeing this picture. When I see this is my firstborn Diamond. This picture takes me all the way back to this exact moment. You know, this is right at the beginning. I see my little company truck in the back that I had just purchased. But, man, it was just an amazing time in my life, you know, to become a father and then also, you know, being in my own business. As you can see, within a few years, we started expanding very quickly. This is everyone in here is part of my family, you know. So at one point in time of running the business, you know, we had to, you know, get as many helping hands as we could. Right at this time, we were doing a lot of expansion, you know, not only in the business, but I was also expanding my family also. And in 2001, my second daughter was born, Passion. I tell you what, there's no better feeling than being a father. Listen, I've always been a hands-on father. I would get the girls up, dressed for school. I would do their hair. And let me tell you, I was pretty good at doing hair. I made them breakfast. You know, I just wanted to be involved in all aspects of their life. Having them made me a better man. Here they are, all grown up. My oldest Diamond is a senior this year. She actually earned a full scholarship to the University of Wisconsin to play basketball. And she's majoring in business. My youngest Passion, man, she's still a junior in high school and she has so much talent. And she's working hard to receive a basketball scholarship also. I guess this is a good time to tell you how I came up with the name. This is Diamond and this is Passion. Therefore you have Dime Pash. My baby girls, I tell you that. This is a little bit more jobs with the perfection that we experienced in our growth. This was a major project that we did. I got a phone call the day before and said, hey, we need, I think at this time I probably had 5 workers on staff. The company called me and said, hey, we need 25 people down here tomorrow. Can you do it? I said, oh, yes, I can. Not a problem. So this is one of our first major construction cleanup jobs. It was an awesome experience for us. We learned a lot. I think this building was about 1 million square feet that we did. This is some of our crews that we had throughout the time with Perfection. Here I am at a customer's house, pressure washing a patio. Pretty cool. I told you guys I got my hands dirty on everything. So in 2004, I was asked, Ben, why don't you just buy a cleaning franchise? And this is where my research began. I became obsessed with it. I remember going to a one-day seminar in Philadelphia held by a company that actually helped companies develop their franchise business. It was one of those moments that you had me at hello. I remember coming back to Harrisburg, and the only thing on my mind was franchising. As my research deepened, I began to understand all aspects of the structure. But what I really began to realize is that I had a very unique perspective on the unit franchise side. See, I actually cleaned before. I know the feeling to work 36 hours with no sleep. I cleaned the toilets when people didn't make it to the toilet, not knowing how you were going to make payroll. Listen, I literally sucked shit out of a basement using wet vacs that were ankle deep and dealing with unhappy customers, having to fire sometimes friends and family. So, what do you know? The people that should receive the most reward in the cleaning contract should be the unit franchise. That is performing these tasks on a daily basis. Most of these franchise companies' owners and their management team have no idea what it's like to be a unit franchise. They don't care about anything but making money. Because if they did, they wouldn't be doing what they are doing now. And that's a fact. So with this unique perspective, which I call my competitive edge, in 2013, I launched DimePash. Oh man, it was just amazing. You know, I was able to travel the world. This is me over in Poland with some of the leading software developing companies. Get my slide back here. With some of the leading software companies. This is a Fortune 500 company that ended up coming down to Harrisburg and doing a training on their software for us, on some of our back-end softwares. This is a training that we did on carpet cleaning at one of our customer locations. Down here at the bottom is a training of in my dining room, living room with the crew. So yeah, we started from very humble beginnings. I'm really proud of this project with DimePash right here. This was a major project. A local chocolate manufacturer, they were running products that had peanut butter in it. And they wanted to change the line out and start making a product that didn't have peanut. So they were literally going to have to get rid of millions of dollars of equipment. Then I guess someone suggested, hey, why don't we try to clean this? Now, reason why it wasn't one of the first things to be suggested is because literally, if someone gets a little millimeter piece of peanut and they are allergic to it, they could die. So this was very risky for them to do. So they actually hired us. We came in, found some state-of-the-art technology, and I'll tell you what, we knocked it out the park. We completed this major contract on time and on budget. It was a great time for our company. So now, what I want to do is give you a little bit of facts, and then we're going to jump right into it. First off, with the janitorial industry, it's about a $170 billion industry annually. It has about 895,000 cleaning business. Employs approximately 2.2 million workers. Franchise cleaning accounts for about 10% of the revenue. Hey, did you know the average cleaning company loses up to 55% of its customers every year because of lack of quality? And the industry's growing at a 5% growth rate annually. So, what I want to do now is I want to take you through what a traditional cleaning company structure is and what a franchise structure is. This will basically be a opening to what I'm going to show you here further down into the training. So, let's jump right on into this. With the traditional cleaning company, you have an owner, a general manager, human resources, accounting, operations, sales and marketing, and then under that operation is where actually all of the production of cleaning gets done. So that is a very big part. To show you the franchise structure is very similar. You have a franchisor, which used to be your owner, the master franchise, who used to be your general manager, accounting, quality assurance, and your sales and marketing. And here in yellow, this is you. You are the unit franchise. So essentially, the master franchise takes care of these duties, and you as a unit franchise, your main responsibility is making sure the accounts are cleaned and manage the people. Now, to the 5 things you must know. Now, I just want to make sure you guys have that pencil and pad and ready to go, because I'm telling you what, we are about to dissect some numbers. We are about to do some simple math. You know, I talk to my daughters all the time, and they tell me about all of this crazy math that they do in school. And I'm going to tell you what, I've been running this business for 20 years, and let me tell you the math that I use. I use addition to add the money. I use subtraction to deduct my costs. I use division to know my percentage, and I use multiplication to forecast. That's it. So this is just simple math for you guys. So if you grab a piece of paper and pencil, if you want to jot down some notes, basically I will be going through this line by line, trying to make you guys understand exactly how this industry works. So let's go. Number 1 thing is you. What do you want from this opportunity? What skills do you bring to the table? You know, first one is the opportunity. You have to know what you want. You know, do you want to make $1,000? Do you want to make $1 million? You know, I liken it to this. It's like, hey, maybe let's say you race cars locally, and you have the fastest Volkswagen in town, and you get a phone call that says, hey, Ben, you want to enter this race with me? The grand prize is $1 million. You know, and I'm happy. You're excited. You're like, I got a chance to win $1 million. So you go out, you get your oil change, you change your spark plugs, you make sure your tire pressure's right, you wash that car up, it's looking good. So race day comes. You show up, you pull your car up to the starting line, you look right, you look left, and all you see is Formula One cars, and you're in your Volkswagen. Do you have any chance to win that race? Do you? Absolutely not. But you want to win, but you're not in the right vehicle to allow you to win the race. So number 1, you need to figure out, what do you want out of this opportunity? How much money do you want to make? Number 2 is, what skills do you bring to the table? Can you sell? Can you manage people? Okay, let me tell you this. In my business, I'm going to tell you this. In order to do $1 million in revenue, this is what you have to do. You have to have 75 people working 4 hours per day, 7 days per week. Now, if you have no experience in managing people, how are you going to know how to make sure every toilet is being cleaned, every light is being turned off, everyone is showing up to their shift? You need to have some management skills. What about the revenue? What about increasing sales? What experience do you have in building your business? And number 3 is, how much time and money can you commit? You know, time is huge. Some of you guys might have a full-time job. Do you know just about every janitorial franchise has a 40-hour classroom training and anywhere from 40 to 80 hours in the field training before you can get started? How's that going to fit into your schedule? How much money can you commit? What happens if you land a brand new job? Do you have enough money to fund the next 30 days of payroll until you receive payment? So you need to figure this out before you even move further. Think about it. In the franchising business, the service is set. We're in the janitorial business. That's it. The process is proven. It is working already. The only variable in this is you. That's it. So, number 2 is choosing a company, the brand. Let me tell you guys something. The brand is so important. Let me give you an instance. If you went to McDonald's in California and you ordered a cheeseburger and your burger came to you and you opened it up and let's say it had a rat on it. Okay? Now, what do you feel about McDonald's? Are you saying, oh, it's just that location? And now you're over in, let's say, Pennsylvania, and you look at McDonald's. Aren't you feeling like this is the same McDonald's in California that I might have a rat on my burger? So you need to find a brand that improves recognition for you. It creates trust. It builds value. And that generates customers. So you need to make sure that you're going with a good brand. Let me give you an instance. When I first got into the business, I think at one point in time, my largest account size was probably about 5,000 square feet. Okay, and I had a friend of a friend who got me into to get an appointment with the customer. So I get in, and we end up having a really good conversation. Like, I really felt like I was building trust with them. Like, they liked my company, they liked me. I was like, I'm gonna get this job. So at the end of the conversation, when we were talking facts on what we needed to move forward, they actually said to me, well, Ben, the only thing we'll need is a list of your references. And I said, what do you mean? I got references. And they said, well, we want some references that, that you've cleaned some buildings this size. Now, this building was 50,000 square feet. So basically, I didn't get the contract because I didn't have a proven track record that I could service an account that large. So literally in this business, you guys, that's why I can now franchise, because I have all of these experience in doing all types of jobs and contracts. So now when customers say, hey, Ben, do you have a references for doing a building that is 500,000 square feet? I can say yes. Okay? If you don't have a company that has a good brand, you will not be able to grow your business. So you really need to find a company and do your research on that brand. Next, you need to do some internet searches. One thing that I found in my research on how I was going to make this industry better with Dimepash, I simply Googled janitorial franchise complaints. Man, I couldn't believe it. And it came up with complaints from every company. Franchisees that were all in all aspects in all different companies. And I'm going to tell you what, their complaints was all pretty much the same. And I urge you, go and do your research. There's a ripoff report. They're all in there also. Talk to your friends on social media. Figure out, if anybody knows anybody who's been in the business. And one of the best ways is talk to existing franchisees. This is a way for you to find out about the company of people actually in it, working it every day. And the franchisor has to keep a list of active, inactive franchisees. When you sign your document, which is called the FDD and your franchise agreement, all of that information has to be in there. Next, number 3, the training. Let me tell you something. What aspects of owning and operating a cleaning business will you be trained on? Think about it. If you're going to be a business owner, you need to know every aspect, not just cleaning. Are they teaching you how to bid and estimate? Are they teaching you how to generate new sales and market yourself? Are they teaching you how to deal with your workers and your staffing? Are they teaching you about understanding your numbers, cash flowing? Okay? These are things you need to ask, not just being a cleaner. That's not a business owner. That means you just purchased a cleaning job. You're talking about being a business owner. So you got to really make sure that the training part is there. And think about it. If you're going into this part-time or you have a full-time job, how will you be trained? Remember I said there's 40 hours of training? Are you going to have to be given a manual and you do your own self-training? Are you going to have to go into a classroom and sit down for classes throughout the week and do training? What are you going to do for field training? Is there training online? Is that possible to have? That sounds pretty convenient. Number 4, the support. I'm going to tell you what, and I know I'm breezing through these parts just because I want to save most of the time for number 5, and that is the fees and the money. Okay, so hopefully you're getting some really good information about these first 4 things because I really want to dissect number 5. So number 4, the leadership team's experience. What do they have experience in? Are they salesmen? Are they just trained to sell franchises and to sell cleaning contracts? Are they able to help you do personal development with yourself? Who's the leadership? What are they going to do for you? What is your communication process? You're out at 2 o'clock in the morning and you can't get a door to lock. Who do you call? What is the process to communicate with the leadership? So you need to know that. And you also need to know if you're going to be charged additional. Some companies charge additional money for that, up to $50 an hour. So you need to find this out. Now, the last but not least, does it feel like family? Listen, people. Your gut has gotten you to right here, right now. Okay? Trust your gut. Does that person on the other side of the table, do they seem like they have your best interests in mind? Or are they just trying to sell a franchise? It has to be this franchising business. I learned from a gentleman that told me this, and he's CEO of a very, very well-known franchising company. And when I was battling over whether I should stay corporate or franchise, this was his advice to me. He said, Ben, if you want to be a dictator, then you should stay corporate. And he said, Ben, if you want to franchise, you need to build a family. And franchising is about family. So keep that in mind when you're sitting down at the table with the person right across from you. Number 5, the fees right here. You guys better have a piece of paper and pencil because I'm going to tell you what. Some of you going to be shocked. And I don't care if some of you are already in a franchising cleaning business right now. Listen. One, we can't do business for at least 2 years, so I have nothing to gain. I'm not here to bash your company or anything. What I'm going to do is give you some knowledge that you can understand your numbers so you can start building your business yourself inside that current franchise. Okay, but you have to understand your numbers. You have to know it. And what happens is, unfortunately, they don't really want you to know it. All right? So listen, grab that piece of paper and pencil and you get ready because we are diving into this right now. The numbers. So what I'm going to start off and I'm going to go through the fees, okay? And honestly, I'm really just going to pay attention to these first 3 fees because they are by far the most important. And then I'm going to put all of the other fees and we'll run through those really quick, But these are fees that all of the franchising companies have. Some have them and some don't. But 99% of them, all of them are the same. Just the percentages change. So, the first fee in a franchise is a royalty fee, and that's for the use of the name and system. Remember the brand? So, remember I told you in my business, there's no way if you decided right now to go out and start your own cleaning business, I'm telling you, I don't care who you know or anything. You are going to literally have to start from a small office and work your way up. Because I'm going to tell you what, those people, the property management companies that actually deal with the janitorial contracts, they know how important the service is. And there's no way they can put an amateur company in there and wake up the next day and the tenants' bathrooms haven't been cleaned, the trash hasn't been taken out, nothing. So I'm going to tell you what, I don't care how smart and how many people you think you know, there's no way you are getting into this business and getting any lucrative contracts until you prove your track record. So buying a franchise gives you a track record right away. And for that, you pay for it. So basically the royalty fee out there is ranging anywhere from 5 to 15%. The next fee is the administrative and management fee. And this is the fee that they charge for billing and collections. Okay, they send out the invoices and collect the money and then pay you. They usually charge a 5 to 10%. This fee right here, I'm going to tell you, is a backbreaker. And I am going to show you why. The additional volume fee for acquiring franchisees' additional cleaning contracts. Now, this fee ranges, okay? They use a multiplier. So what this means is that you're a new franchisee and you want to grow your business. So you go to your franchisor and you say, hey, can you help me get another $1,000 a month in business? Well, company A is going to charge you 3.5 times that revenue. So for instance, you want $1,000 a month, they're going to take $1,000 times 3.5. That comes up to $3,500. So let me give you a perspective. That account is $1,000 a month. It is $12,000 for the year. $1,000 a month times 12. They're going to charge you $3,500 out of that 12 grand for you that you have to pay for that account. Another company charges 6 times. So that means you would owe $6,000 for a $12,000 annual account. And I'm going to do a breakdown to show you exactly what that means for your pocketbook. All right? So those are the top fees. These are the other fees that, I'm just going to breeze over that are out there. You got a special service fee. That's for doing hard floors and stripping and waxing, quality assurance. Some franchises give you insurance fees out there. They provide you with workers' comp and liability. So these are just about all of the fees that everyone deals with. They do come into effect, but nothing like those first 3. So next, what I want to do is break down these numbers, okay? I want to give you an exact breakdown on how these fees affect your business. So before I can do that, these fees, you must take a look inside our industry. You need to know what costs go with janitorial. And if you don't know that, then you're never going to know how to price or charge, or if you're making a profit or you're losing. Okay? So I hope you got those pens and paper, because here we go. So, the typical cleaning contract, this is it. This is what we love to have in our business. We love to have a customer that is 5 days a week of service. If you service a customer 5 days a week, that comes out to 260 annual services per year. And if you divide that by 12 months, you would have an average monthly cleaning services of 21.67. So when I first got into the business, I'm telling you what, I really screwed myself big time in a lot of contracts. Because what happened was I would go into this contract and I would say, okay, this job cost me $50 a day times 5 days and then times 4 weeks in a month. Well, guess what? Some months have 5 weeks. So guess what? When I billed and made that price for 4 weeks, 2 times out of the year, I had a whole extra payroll that put me in the negative. So in order to make sure you do your contract correct, you need to know what the average cleanings are. So for an account that is 5 times a week, what I do is I find the daily cost, and then to know the monthly cost, you have to multiply it by 21.67 visits. Next, the average cost per square foot in our business is $80 to $1.75 per square foot. So, for instance, let's take a 12,000 square foot building. We're going to multiply that by $1 per square foot. Therefore, we have a $12,000 annual janitorial contract. You divide that by 12 months, we now have a job that pays us $1,000 per month. You guys following me? I'll give you a second or two to take some notes. Okay, moving on. The costs associated with a cleaning contract are very critical. So you need to know, when you're bidding a job, you need to know, okay, what all do I need to know on what it's going to cost me to do it? That's what we call direct costs. All of the costs associated with performing the service. Okay? So let's go over a few of those. Labor is the most costly. That ranges anywhere from 60 to 90%. Okay? After labor, what you have is workers' compensation. That costs anywhere from $5 to $8 for every $100 of labor you spend. Liability insurance is usually 1 to 3% of labor. Payroll taxes are 6 to 15% of labor, depending on what state you live in and what county. The supply costs, for cleaning supplies to actually perform the services is anywhere from 2 to 5% of the labor costs. So, let's do an example here. You have a worker that you decide you're going to pay $8.50 per man hour to. With your 15% workers' comp and liability costs, that's an additional $1.50 that you have to pay in order to pay that worker $8.50. That comes out to your total cost as an employer as $10 per hour. Now let's take that $10 per hour, that 1 hour of work. So if you hire one person and you just say, hey, you're on the clock at 8:50, every hour is going to cost you 10. So if we take that $10 an hour and we multiply it by that 5 times a week, so we want to find out the monthly cost. We take $10 multiplied by 21.67, we get $216.70 in total monthly labor. If we add our supply cost of 3% of labor, that comes to $6.50, with a grand total of $223.20. Now, in our business, we love to make a 30% profit. And I'm going to call it gross profit, but in this case, I'm saying profit. So that means that out of every $100, we want to keep 30 for ourselves, and we're going to take 70 to pay the workers for actually doing it. That's how business works. So in this case, is if $223 was 70% of the job, that means we would have to add an additional $95.65 to the invoice for the customer. Therefore, the customer's total charge to have this one person at their location for 1 hour, 5 days a week, the customer will be charged $318.85. You guys following me with this? I told you we're going to dive into this deep, okay? So next, how many daily hours are required to service a contract? So let's figure this out. We want to figure out, okay, if I'm getting $1,000 a month, how much time do I have to clean to make that 1,000? So let me give you an example. You have a 12,000 square foot building of office space, okay? And we're charging $1 per square foot. That's the average cost. That gives you an annual cleaning revenue of $12,000. You divide that by 12 months, you get $1,000 a month. Now remember, 70% is labor. So we take $700 out of that 1,000 for labor. We divide 700 by the 21.67. Now we get $32.30 in daily costs. So what this is saying that we have $32.30 that we have to complete this job every day. Remember, we have that worker we're paying $8.50 an hour, but it costs you 10. So you divide it by that 10. That means in order to have $1,000 a month in business, someone or you need to work 3.23 hours, 5 days per week. And if you multiply that for the month of 21.67, that is 70 hours per month you have to work to make $1,000 in revenue. That's not how much you keep. That's just $1,000 in revenue. So what we want to do now is take a look at the competition. Like I said, you guys, I'm not here to bash the competition at all. In fact, I'm not going to use no names. I'm just going to use their numbers, okay? And I'm just going to give you examples going through their numbers so you can see for yourself, okay? Let's dive right on into this. So the 3 companies we're going to be looking at are doing business right here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania as we speak. So, Company 1 has a royalty of 5% and an administrative fee of 10%. They have an additional volume of 6 times. Remember that multiplier. So if you want a new job, they're basically going to, whatever the revenue is for the year, they're going to charge you half of that. They have a special service fees of 20%. I know I talked to you, we briefly went over that. So what the special service fee is, basically, is if you want to do a carpet cleaning or window cleaning, anything other than routine commercial cleaning, they're going to charge you an additional 20% on top of that. What that means is you're already going to pay, if you see this 10 and 15, you see how both of these companies are flip-flop, all 3 of them? At the end of the day, no matter what, all of them, you're all paying a 15% royalty. So they just try to make this seem a little lower than his, and this one's a little higher than his. That's all they're doing. That's what all of them do. Look at here, even the number. They say, oh, he's at 50, I'm going to go 42. And this guy's going, oh, he's at 42, I'm going to go 30. It's the same concept, okay? So basically, off of every dollar you do, these companies are taking 15%. That's across the board, okay? That's across the board. Every franchise company is doing that. All right, so these additional volumes right here are some of the key things that really are really subject to tell you if you profit or you're losing on a job. And here's a finance fee that they charge. Now, what we want to talk about is the initial package. You know, a lot of you guys are going to these franchising companies, and what it is it's a no-brainer sale, you guys. I'm telling you, it's no-brainer. You know, and what I mean by this is, think about it. You are looking for a way to start a business, and you're looking for the guidance and the support. So you walk into this office, and these people are telling you this. They're saying, hey, Ben, look here. If you want to get into the business, this is how I'm going to help you out. For $10,000, okay, 10 grand, I'm going to get you your own franchise. And with that 10 grand, I'm going to give you $1,000 a month in business, okay? And what I'm going to do for you, Ben, because I like you, you're a heck of a guy, is I'm going to just give me $5,000 down, and I'm going to finance the other 5 grand for you, okay? And with that $1,000 in business I give you, you're going to have enough to pay your payment to pay me back for financing it. And you're going to start off with capital right away, making money. And you as a new business owner, you're excited. You're like, oh my goodness, I'm coming to a business, I'm making money. This is awesome. You know, but that's what they're preying on, is that your ignorance of not understanding the costs and the things that are associated with our industry. So let me tell you how these buy-in packages work. It's a combination of a one-time franchise fee and the purchase of cleaning accounts. So the buy-in ranges anywhere from $2,800 with one company all the way up to $44,000. Okay? And what you get for that buy-in, so basically if you bought in for $2,800 right here, you would get approximately $400 a month in business and work to get your business rolling. If you had $44,000 to sign up, you would probably get up to about $17,000 a month in business. Their average down payment is about 55% between 3 of them. Financing, they finance all the way up to 42 months. And they have a finance fee of anywhere from 12 to 18%. So, let me tell you what to look for in this initial package, okay, that you purchase. One, you need to know how many days a month the customer will be serviced. So before you take the account, say, listen, how many days a week is this? What are the estimated labor hours per service? So you want them to be able to say, hey, this job needs 2 hours a night. Because now you know that they told you it takes 2 hours a night. So if you get in there and start cleaning and it's taking 4, now you can come back and say, hey, you said this was 2. Next, are there additional services to be performed? A lot of contracts call for you, not only do you do your special cleanings, your routine cleaning, but some contracts call, hey, a once a month carpet cleaning, once a quarter stripping and waxing, clean my windows once annually. So you need to find out, because those are extra services that take extra time on top of your regular contract. So you need to know these things. Did another franchisee service this account in the past? If yes, why they no longer do? Reason why I'm telling you this is that there's something in this industry right now that all of these companies are doing, and it's called recycling. So what that means is, you're a new franchisee. You just bought in. Okay, that company has a certain amount of time to give you that initial book of business. Okay, if they don't get you that book of business within that time, they are required to give you a portion of your franchise fee back. That is a fact. Okay, so what they do to avoid that, they go out and they might have another 10, 20, some cases 100 franchisees out there in their territory cleaning. So let's just say John over here, he just got a couple complaints. He missed a couple trash cans, his staff did. And so basically what will happen is that the franchisors come back and they go, man, I'm getting close to giving Ben his business, or else I'm going to have to give money back. So what he does is he goes over and says, John, you ain't been doing a good job. I'm taking this account from you. Okay? So what he does is he comes over, takes John's account and gives it to you. So now he fulfilled his obligation to you. So, but check this out. Let's say you're your new business owner and you just get into the business, you get this new account, and you end up missing a trash can or two. And the customer fires you. Well, guess what? They don't have to get you any more business. They fulfilled it. And now you did one mistake because John's been making mistakes over here. Now you make one mistake, you're fired. Guess what? You're out of an account. You have nothing. Now, make sure you ask this question. What happens if you don't accept the customer that they are giving you? Now, let's say this. You go through this training with me right now, and you start learning these numbers, and you get smart, and they offer you this job, and you say, ask all of these questions I told you to ask, and you figure out that it's not profitable, and you say, you know what, Mr. Franchisor, I don't want that job. Or perhaps maybe the job is 20 miles down the road, and you say, I don't want that job. Well, guess what? They have fulfilled their obligation to offer you business. If you do not take that job, then they don't have to offer you no more initial business. You are on your own. You got it? You're on your own. So, let's break down this buy-in. I know we've been using an example of $1,000, but let's break this down. Let's see what it really means, okay? So, you buy into the company, they give you $1,000 a month in business. Well, out of that $1,000, they're going to deduct their 5% royalty fee. They're going to deduct their 10% administrative fee. And hey, remember, you financed it. And I think this company's at 12% for 3 years. Your payment is $166. So the franchisor is going to deduct $316 out of your $1,000 right from the door. So you're going to receive a check for $684 at the end of the month. That's it. And with company 2, you're going to receive a check for $669. And company 3, you're going to receive $664 also. You guys got this? So let's take it one more step. So out of that $1,000, you just got $684. Okay? Now, remember, our labor cost is 70%. So if you hire someone in there at $8.50, remember, it cost you $10 though, it's going to cost you $600 in labor, $96 in taxes. Your 2% supply cost will be $21. Okay? That means it cost you $716.88. You only got $684. So that means you lost $32.88. You lost money. So do you see why you have to really pay attention to these numbers? Because let me tell you what the franchisors want to do. They want you to be the worker. That's what they want you to do. They want you to go out and clean that job. Right there. That's your money. Okay? Okay, so let's just say that's the case. Let's just say you are the cleaner. Okay? We're going to break down that number. But let me tell you this. So in that scenario, remember, that job, you had to work 3.23 hours per night. If you multiply that by 21.67, that's 70 hours a month. Okay? So that means that your hourly rate was $8.57. Okay? But remember, you lost, let's go back here. You lost $32. So guess what that means? There's your minus 42 cents, 47 cents. So you actually made $8.10 an hour. $8.10. That's if you cleaned yourself, ladies and gentlemen. $8.10 in your own business. That's what you just made. Now you tell me if you're a business owner or you just bought a cleaning job. With company 2, it's $7.89 and $8.10 for company 3. Now, we're going to talk about this fee. Now, that was just your initial package. Remember I kept telling you about this sales and marketing fee? We're gonna dive into this right now. You need to really understand this, okay? Understand this. So pay attention. Watch this. The numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. They do not lie. They tell a story. So let's do this estimate. We got that same $1,000 a month in business. So put it this way. You just got your initial business. You're working it. You realize after a month or two that, hey, I need more work. I'm not making any money. So you go to Mr. Franchisor and you say, hey, Mr. Franchisor, hey, I want to get another $1,000 a month in business. He's going to go, okay, great, no problem. So he goes out and he gets you this $1,000 a month in business. Well, remember, company one charges you 6 times. So think about this. 1,000 a month times 6 is 6,000. The contract is only 12,000 for the year. So let's just say Mr. Franchisor is pretty nice to you, and he says, you know what, Ben, you don't have to give me the $6,000. I'm gonna finance it for you for over a year. So just take this $500 a month. I'll take $500 a month. I'll finance it for a year. So now you got your $1,000 sale minus 500, minus your royalty, minus your administrative fee, minus your labor. It cost you $1,350. You lost $350 a month if you hired an employee to provide service. So that means you paid a worker that $8.50 an hour, and after all your taxes, it came to $700. Okay? So check this out. If you elected not to hire a worker, at the end of the month, I'm not lying. You guys have to, I'm telling you, do your research. And when you go in there and you ask them for these numbers, and I'm telling you, this is the truth. If you decided to clean this building yourself, at the end of the month, you would receive a check for $350 for working over 3 hours per day. What I'm about to show you right now, I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be disheartening. If you take that math and you divide that, ladies and gentlemen, that comes out to $5 per hour. You just bought in your own business to work 3 hours a night, okay, to make $5 per hour, okay? $5 per hour. Company two, they're no different. They're just charging 42%, okay? Same thing. You lost $266 that month if you hired an employee to clean it. So therefore, you're going to clean it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you're only getting a check after they take their 416, their 50, their 100. These right here, that's what you add those up and subtract it from the 1,000. Your check is $433.34. That is $6.19 per hour. Company three, same thing, 1,000. They take the least 30%. Okay, same cost. You lost $141 that month if you hired an employee. If you cleaned it yourself, you got a check for $558.34. That means you made $7.97 per hour. Let me ask you something. What if they misjudged the labor and it's 80% labor? They lowballed the bid. Okay, which that's what they do. I'm being nice in telling you 70%. I'm being extra nice. Okay? So this is your sales and marketing fee. I know it's crazy, you know. So hopefully, you know, there's 2 types of people on here right now. Hopefully I was able to, you know, give you guys some information that you really feel like, man, Ben, thank you so much. I can now make an educated decision. And that's what I'm here for. And then there's someone else, another person out there that probably owns a franchise already. And you might be feeling like this. You know, but what I'm telling you is, if you take the information I gave you today and you take those numbers, okay, you take those numbers and start using them, start understanding them. You need to. This is your future. You just can't put your future in someone else's hands and hope that they're doing what's best for you. That's not what business is. So, let's do a little recap. If you haven't purchased a franchise yet, you must do the following. You need to decide what your goal is. What do you want? Next, you need to determine what you're good at. Are you a salesman? Are you marketing? What are you? Do your research on the company. Remember, you need that brand. You need that support. Next is, does their training programs teach you all aspects of the business? So when you look at your training and you're talking to them, let me tell you, if you just looked at that sales and marketing fee that they charge you for new accounts, let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a real question. Do they want to teach you how to sell? Do they? Do they want to teach you how to go out and get your own business so they don't have to charge you 6 and 5 times the monthly revenue for new work? No. That's how they make their money. They don't want to tell you that. They just want to keep you cleaning. That's it. That's why some of these competitors on here actually were sued. And they had to turn all of their franchisees into workers because they were preying on minorities and foreign workers because they were all making under minimum wage. And this is one of the top companies in the country. And does it feel like family? Do they care about you? Could you have them come over to your house and sit down and have dinner with your family? If the answer is no, then do not buy. And next, you need to know their fees. All right? So listen, I'm telling you, you need to really focus over this list and really take this serious. But hopefully I was able to do my job and provide you with some valuable information that will help you make a better decision for your future. Listen, this business works. I've proven it. And it can work for you too. But like anything else, you have to do your research and decide, is this for you? If anyone tells you it's easy, they are wrong. It can be very challenging at times. Losing bids, losing a job, customer complaints, worker turnover, tracking hours, accounting. There's a lot that goes into running a business. But without proper training and correct procedures and experience, you will fail. You will. And that's why buying a franchise has become very attractive to new business owners who don't want to go through years of trial and error figuring things out. You can jump right into a vehicle, turn the key, and start driving. So, I know at the beginning, I said I was not going to be selling you anything, and I'm not. But if you want to call it that, here's my sales pitch. Here it is. This is all I'm asking right now. Is if you want to learn more about why DimePass is different, listen, you need to go and learn about and watch our webinar at www.dimepashlive.com. You'll learn about our certified training programs, our cloud-based back office software, our personal development, our state-of-the-art processes, our support, our ongoing training. Listen, guys, I've been studying this competition and studying this business for going on 10 years. And we are ready. We know what the competition does. That's why we're out here and we're having the success that we're having because we are different. We are empowering our franchisees. We are giving the education and the knowledge that they need to be successful. So if you want to know, go and register. Watch the webinar. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why DimePass is different. So, just if you need any more information, you can go to our website, www.dimepass.com, or you can email info@dimepass.com. All right? So, with that being said, I definitely appreciate all of your time. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out and sitting down and going through this webinar. And so, at the end of the day, I really appreciate everything that you guys have done and being patient, and hopefully you got all of the information you need, and I look forward to helping you achieve your dreams in the future. Thank you again. Ben Bragg, signing out.